So there is a reality that we now have to deal with, which is that Bernie Sanders has lost, is in the process of losing the Democratic primary de facto, not officially, but he has lost. There's no path to the nomination. We looked at all of the math already today. So now the progressive left is going to have an important decision to make. This is not a trivial matter. This is really a matter that could determine who is the next president of the United States. Does Donald Trump get another 4 years as president of the United States? And fundamentally, the question is, do you want to remove Trump enough that you will vote for Joe Biden? Or do you have other priorities that you will do something else? You will not vote. You will write someone in. You'll maybe vote for Trump in November, all of which will either directly or by default help get Donald Trump reelected in November. Now, to be very clear, I have no illusion that Biden is certain to beat Donald Trump in November. It's going to be a turnout battle, and specifically it'll be turnout in key states, which will decide who wins. It will be the economy. If the economy is generally perceived to be good in October or November, it will be difficult to knock out an incumbent president. If the economy is considered to be bad as we get closer to November, then it will be easier to remove an incumbent president. So this is sort of bigger than the specific candidates. And last night, I had a ton of people tweeting at me furiously when I said, here's why I will vote for Biden over Trump, that they are not going to vote for Joe Biden. Biden is well to my right, but I am going to vote for Joe Biden over Donald Trump. Now, I'm not going to get, if people are wondering, what are we in for here between now and November? I'm not going to get angry at anyone. I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to call anybody stupid if they are going to do something different than what I'm going to do. If Trump gets reelected, I will deal with it. What am I going to do? I can only do what I can do. But I do want to make it clear that you will be helping to reelect Donald Trump. And some people want to do that. It is a strategy for some on the left to say, listen, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this centrist stuff. If it's not Bernie, I would rather it be Trump. Maybe to teach a lesson to the Democrats, maybe to burn it down and start all over in 2024. We simply disagree. I'm not going to attack anyone. Here's my view as I tweeted it last night. I said, there's no doubt Biden isn't a progressive, but I want him and not Trump choosing Ruth Bader Ginsburg's replacement. His climate plan is better than Trump's, and his health care plan is milquetoast, but it's better than what Trump wants to do. There's little else to say in my mind. It's actually not even just the Supreme Court. It's all sorts of judges. These judges are often lifetime appointments. Ruth Bader Ginsburg's 86 years old. If Trump gets reelected, will she stay on the court until 2025 when she will be 91, when the next president is sworn in? That's risky. I don't want Trump choosing her replacement. Joe Biden would choose a better replacement for RBG than whoever Donald Trump would choose. Whoever replaces Ginsburg is going to make decisions on that court for decades, decisions that will impact people my age for the rest of our lives, decisions that will impact for a lot of the rest of my life, decisions that will impact my kids for the rest of, for a lot of their lives. It's even conceivable that the person Trump picks to replace RBG will impact the lives of the grandchildren of people that are currently my age, depending on how young they are. I don't want Trump getting that much power. For me, teaching the DNC a lesson, and remember, 70% of the votes so far have been for people other than Bernie, that doesn't make me say, let's give Trump another Supreme Court pick, which will make it a 7-2 Supreme Court. This applies to federal and appellate judges as well. Number two, the environment. Donald Trump is destroying the environment. He got us out of the Paris Climate Accords. He's reducing efficiency standards for vehicles, pollution standards. Every single day that Trump doesn't fix it is time lost where we should have been fixing it, and it will be harder to fix it once Trump is finally gone. For me, that's bigger than politics. Biden would put us back in the Paris Climate Accords, but more importantly, on his website, Biden says he's in favor of the Green New Deal. Now, whatever you think about the feasibility of the Green New Deal, if you're somebody who thinks there's no chance in hell we pass the Green New Deal, well, that's the same under Bernie. If your view is we need a president who's for the Green New Deal, Biden is. That's better than Trump. And then number three, even on healthcare, Bernie wants Medicare for all. Biden wants this milquetoast thing of expand Obamacare, Medicare, Medicaid, add a public option. It's not as good as what Bernie wants. But Trump wants a disastrous for-profit implosion that will lead to 20 to 30 million more people losing health care. Is Biden's plan the most exciting plan? No. Is it what I would like to see? No. Does it do enough? No. Is it obviously better than Trump's? And the answer is yes. And so for me, this is a question of my ethics and morality. If I know that if I take an action which will help reelect Trump, I'm hurting the planet. How can I do that in good faith? The planet is worse off if Trump is reelected. If I do anything that will help Trump get reelected, our Supreme Court and other courts will be controlled by lunatic ideologues for decades. It's immoral for me to take an action that will make that more likely. If I see, well, Biden's healthcare plan isn't that great, but it will expand access somewhat, Trump will reduce access. If these are the options, it would be immoral for me to make a vote or not make a vote. It's the same thing that will make more likely that Donald Trump gets to put 20 or 30 more million people out of healthcare. So I'm not going to do it. OK, that's what I think about when I think about what to do in November. Now, if you have a different approach, that's fine. We just disagree. I'm not mad at you. I don't think you're necessarily a bad person. I just think you're wrong. What I would encourage you to think about is, when has burn it all down worked in sort of the modern historical era? When you look at the progressive reforms of the 1890s through the 1920s, it didn't come from burn it all down. It came from, we deal with industrialization, we deal with immigration in reasonable ways, we regulate monopolies, we regulate corporations, we get more women working outside of the home, we help labor unions grow, we get women the right to vote. That was the 1890s to the 1920s. Nothing was burned down, and it was a big step forward. The New Deal era, the first and second New Deals under FDR in the mid-20th century, it was not burn it down. It was elect a more socially democratic president and get things done. Public works, financial reform, banking reform, monetary reform, housing stimulus, labor relations, the Social Security Act. I can keep listing. This was not burn it all down. This was elect someone further to the left of where we were, and do everything you can to actually get things passed and make things happen. Last example, the civil rights era of the 1960s. Tons of protesting and public actions, which I support and we need more of. It was not a burn it down scenario to make progress, and there's no doubt that progress was made. So this is my view. Like me or hate me for it, I'm being an adult with you. I'm telling you what I see and why I plan to do what I'm going to do. I don't want to assist Donald Trump in getting reelected. Change my mind. I am more than open to reasonable discussions. We are not going to tolerate, and everybody on staff, moderators on all of everybody knows, when the anti-Semitic attacks against me saying this is my view because I'm a Zionist shill appear, come on, guys, seriously, there's too much going on to be doing that. We're not going to tolerate any of that stuff. Reasonable discussion and debate, that's what we want. And I know I'll be hearing from you guys on live calls and more coming up. One of our sponsors today is Vincero Watches, giving you 15% off your entire order when you go to davidpakman.com/watch. Don't pay thousands of dollars for a high quality watch that looks great, because you don't have to. All of Vincero's watches are made with high-end materials, masterfully built, and they look like something you'd spend a ton of money on. But every Vincero watch ranges from about $150 to $300. I went over to their website and picked out the Bellwether in silver and white. Really nice, elegant look. It's a chronograph style. Wore it to a gala over the weekend. And a lot of people asked me, where's the watch from? Really, really great look. Totally different. They also sent me the Altitude in matte black and red. A much more rugged view of what a watch can look like. Really like it as well as the athletic strap. It's a new year. It's a new decade. It's time to reestablish your style, add something new to your look, and a high quality watch is the perfect way to do that. You can get 15% off Vincero's entire collection when you go to davidpakman.com/watch.